come to the office talking about some, yeah, I'm gonna press charges against both of them because they pushed me down the steps. That's another thing with my grandmother. She always be like, yeah, Charisma, it's you the problem. Like, Nana, you're not even listening. You're not even getting my side.
My op, you get what I'm saying?
You're not even caring to hear my side.
I'm gonna need y'all to put some respect on Fancy Vivi name. Look at the edges in the back.
Here's the motherfucking tea.
All right, so let me tell you the tea, right?
Spill the tea. What the?
Spill the tea, sis.
Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if you're not new here, hey girl, hey, how you doing, how you been, where you from, where you at?
Hey beauties, so today's video is sponsored by Fancy Vivi. Fancy Vivi specializes in high quality hand-tied lace, which includes knotless braids, forks, locks, twists, box braids, and many more. These braided wigs are great for all seasons, but definitely the summertime. So Fancy Vivi did send me a wig today, and I'm excited to try it out with you guys and give you my honest, raw opinion. Because this will be my first time trying out a braided wig, but y'all know I do love braids. I always get me a good set of braids. So instead of sitting down for 10 hours, we're going to install this in 10 minutes. Let's get it. So this is how the unit comes in the packaging. First of all, I just want to say thank you, Fancy Vivi, because y'all packaging is immaculate. Like, this is different. I've never really seen nothing like this. You can really hang your wig up. That's crazy. So when you turn it around, it do show you basically how to maintain your braided wig, instructions, and everything you need. So in the package, it did come with a wig cap, and it also came with a set of natural lashes, and it came with some little bangles for the braids. Now, I did get this. I was wondering what it was, so I opened it. So it did come with a bonnet. You know, you could put your little edges up, and it came with the little elastic band. I could add that to my collection. Yes, I love those. So yes, y'all, the moment y'all been waiting for, this is the wig, and this is my first time seeing it along with you guys. I did not realize that it was this long. So for this video today, Fancy Vivi definitely sent me a 36-inch hand-tied HD lace wig. I was so shocked when I noticed that this was a full wig, y'all. Like, you can literally put it up in a ponytail, put it in a bun. Y'all, it got edges in the back, y'all. I didn't even know that. But yeah, look at me. You know, I raised in my ball cap. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Yeah, we finna put this baby on, and I'm finna give y'all a little, you know, I want y'all to see how it look. Oh, I was loving it. It was definitely giving natural. The baby hairs was definitely giving. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I rate this wig a 10 out of a 10, and I ain't even glue it down yet. That's how confident this wig made me. Look how it looked. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I love it. I'm gonna need y'all to put some respect on Fancy Vivi name. Look at the edges in the back. Oh my God. They did they big one. They definitely did they big one. I was feeling myself. Look at me. I was just all up in the camera like, oh my God, embarrassing. So I'm going to do my regular routine, how I install all my wigs. But really, y'all, you don't even need no makeup on this cap. I'm telling you, nothing changed. It didn't make a difference. It still looked natural. Nothing changed. I just cut them baby hairs off on the back because I plan on wearing my wigs down. Y'all already know, in order to get the perfect melt, you got to, you know, clean up that hairline. All that makeup on there, nah, you got to clean that up with that alcohol and glue that baby down. Everything should be good after that. Ew, makeup. You don't want that. Okay, y'all, so my first impression of the wig, bomb. Scalp giving, baby hairs giving, full lace giving. The whole wig was just giving. You know what? Why would I sit in a stylish chair for 10 hours when I could just install this wig in 10 minutes? Not only does it save you time, but it saves you money also. And you know we love to save a good coin over here. So I'm going to need all my beauties to run to the description box and get you a braided wig. And did I mention they are very affordable and shipping was fast? Yeah, they come real fast. So make sure you run to that description box. Everything about this wig will be in the description box as long as with my discount code NEW20. Now, I did say the wig was a 10 out of a 10, but baby, these baby hairs was giving bang. But that's okay, because that you can fix that. You can cut that, you know what I'm saying? You can style it up how you like. And that's basically what I did, but I styled it off camera because, I suck at that. But yes, this is the final look. I wanted to get me in the sun because, baby, this was giving. Oh, my God. I'm in love with this wig, y'all. Like, I think I'm going to get more. Yes, beauties, I'm definitely impressed by this wig. So if y'all like this wig and y'all interested in getting it, like I said, all the links and the codes will be in the description box. But I just wanted to give y'all a view so y'all can see it for yourself. And yeah, I loved it. I'm pretty sure y'all loved it. And I'm going to be returning back to get me another one. Thank you, FANCIVIVI, for sponsoring this video.
Let's get straight into it. So y'all remember in the last story time when I was talking about Amanda and I named the school I used to go to. So yeah, we just gonna touch bases a little bit back in my childhood, you know what I'm saying? So boom, I used to go to the school called EmbraceCharisma. I told y'all already. Now this school was a new school. It was basically middle school and high schoolers. It went from grade 6 to 12. Everybody that came to the school was new to the school. Nobody ever attended because they had just built the school. So we called our school, which is EmbraceCharisma, we called it the red school. We basically had the whole second floor basically, and then there was another school which is called the blue school, and it was a total different school, and they had all of the first floor. The only time we would run into the blue school for real is when we would go downstairs to eat lunch, or we was coming up or going to the gym. But other than that, we really didn't run into them. Our school, the way it was set up, like I said, our school EmbraceCharisma, we was on the second floor, and the high schoolers was on the other side of the second floor, but it was going towards this way. The only time we would see the high schoolers is when we would go to the bathroom, right? So y'all remember the story time I got bullied or whatever? Y'all remember a couple of story times I told y'all we cut school? Y'all remember the girl Vanessa? She basically, I met her in this school. This is where she bullied me, and I basically beat her up, beat the bully up, and became her friend.
What?
Which is so freaking weird. But yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, the school was brand new and everybody was new, so everybody really had a point to prove. Like, it was brawls every day, it was fights every day. Like, none of these people in the school could control us. Like the principals, none of that. They was giving us interventions, mediations. Our parents lived at the school, and it was crazy because we were just young and turned. Like, really young and turned. Every time after school, even the cops stayed outside because they already knew it was going to be a fight. Somebody was going to be fighting. Majority of the time it was always me fighting. But yeah, so in the school, y'all, we had a dean. Now y'all know what the school dean is. They basically look over us, watch over us, make sure the halls, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what a dean is. So we had a dean or whatever. Basically they couldn't handle the heat, so they quit. And there was no dean left to monitor the halls or see what was going on. So y'all, this is when all the whole shit started going on in the school, y'all. And I'm gonna tell y'all the whole shit that I wasn't even involved in, because listen, at the time I told y'all, I was battling with my sexuality. So I didn't even know if I like girls or I didn't know if I like boys, right? So remember I told y'all I was dating the girl Jay, right? So we're gonna get into that. So boom, I'm dating the girl Jay or whatever. Like I said, Jonathan is also going to the school. Amanda is around. Sarah is around. Remember my best friend that stole from me? Quay is around. All of these people in the story times that I went to school with is around. We in the same school. Most of us is in the same class, right? So Jonathan, like I said, my boy best friend. So one day we all chilling or whatever. Like I said, I'm dating Jay. Me and her, you know, we both, we bumping coochies or whatever. So I'm in class or whatever. I'm trying to be real good because there's this field trip coming up, and I really want to go to the field trip because they would never let me go to the field trips because I was always either suspended or I was always in trouble. You're a dummy, bitch. So I told myself, no, this time, Charisma, you going on that field trip. So I was in class doing my work. I was being really good. Mind you, these was the AIM days, the MySpace days, the Sidekick days. So this was the time when all of them was like, oh, let me borrow your Sidekick. Like, we would borrow each other's Sidekicks and stuff. This was also the days, y'all. Do y'all remember the iPods? Yes, not the iPads, not the Apple things. Apple wasn't even a thing back then, I don't think. But I'm talking about the iPods with the little circle in the middle, and they got the little 4 things you press, and you gotta upload the music on the computer. Yeah, we was passing around those. We was doing all of that. We was literally doing everything but learning and paying attention. I swear to God.
I'm in the ghetto.
So like I said, I'm trying to go on this field trip, so I'm being extra good. And then on top of that, my grandmother would come to the school or whatever, and the teachers was telling her, like, basically that I wasn't behaving. And I was really the smartest kid in class, and I was not behaving. I was not paying attention to my work, the people I was hanging out with. Basically, I was just around bad influences, and they would always tell my grandmother that. So my grandmother decided she was going to come to the school and give the school permission to put hands and feet on me.
Not a fuck she did.
And baby, I wasn't going for that. I wasn't going for that. So before I have this stranger that teaches me beat my ass, I'm just going to do what I got to do, and I'm going to pay attention to my work. But that really wasn't the case, though. I really wanted to go on that field trip. I really wanted to go on that field trip. So boom, I'm sitting in class one day, like I said, I'm doing my work. Mind you, the boy that I said that I had lost my or whatever, at this time I didn't even lose it to him yet, right? This was before that. So he had come to me, he had asked me because he was my sidekick or whatever, so I had let him get on AIM or whatever. He takes it, he goes back to where he at. So everything is copacetic. I noticed that he's just sitting here looking at the sidekick, and he's like,
yo, that's crazy.
So I'm like, what happened? What happened? So he's basically telling him that Jonathan is aiming him and telling him that him and Jay just had sex. Mind you, Jay is my girl. Jonathan is my best friend. So I'm like, what you mean they just did such and such and such? So I'm trying to get out the class, but the teacher, she is not with it. She's like,
no, Charisma, you're going to stand on the line. You're not going to follow your friends. Mind your business. Sit down.
So that's what I did. I sat down or whatever. So as I'm sitting down, Amanda walks in the class or whatever. A few other people walk in the class, and they come to me and they like, girl, you're not going to believe what just happened. So I'm like, so what happened? Like, tell me, put me on, what happened or whatever. So basically Amanda started telling me, like, yeah, you know, Jay, they just got caught in the locker room, her and Jonathan. Basically, she let him take her V card or whatever in the locker room, and they got caught up. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you, just so you can know that your girlfriend's a slut, your girlfriend's a whore, your girlfriend is downstairs popping it with your best friend. So I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So they comes back up or whatever, like I said, before the little school mediation, because they always feel like they wanted to have one of those after somebody got caught up doing something or somebody was being bad. They always felt like they want to have that. I don't know, just to, I guess, see where everybody's head was at, where we was coming from or whatever as kids. So they basically comes back up to the class, and I'm asking them, like, so what happened? Jay, she's sitting there denying it. She's sitting there telling Jonathan he's lying. But mind you, mad people done seen this happen. It was mad people downstairs in the locker room getting their cheeks clapped, okay? Cheeks clapped. They was getting their cheeks clapped in the locker room. It was plenty of them, okay? So I'm like, yo, there's mad witnesses or whatever. So Jonathan, he really not, you know, he like, yo,
best friend is not even that serious. Like, she's a female at the end of the day. Like, I did what I was supposed to do. Like, I'm a dude, she's a female, it is what it is. You and her as girls, how far can I really take it? Like, how far can I really take this bump in coochies? Like, it's not gonna go. So I gave her what she really needed, and that was that big butt.
Baby.
So I'm just like, we just can't be friends right now. Like, at this point, I'm just mad at him. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't speak to him in like 2 weeks. I said, no, we ain't friends no more. I'm not talking to you. But Jay, I really held a grudge against Jay, because it was like, damn, Jay, we both was. Now it's like, I'm still a virgin and you not, and I'm not putting my mouth down there, you tripping. So me and Jay wound up breaking up or whatever. So that's the Jay story for the ones who was asking, right? At this point, I leave them alone, y'all. I start messing with this girl. We gonna call her Nene, right?
Please, no more.
Know when to fucking stop.
So Nene, she was in a lower grade than me or whatever, but Nene had it going on. Like, Nene was that girl. Like, Nene was that girl. I don't know. Okay, so let's just describe Nene. So honestly, I ain't gonna cap. I feel like Nene was kind of a little fast and she would come to school, you know, we had uniforms, so we had to wear skirts or the pants. She always wore the skirts or whatever. Barely never even had underwears on.
I don't like that.
No stockings, no nothing. Just trying to be fast with the people, with the high schoolers and all that. And my best friend Jonathan. Basically, we dating or whatever. Jay, she's really not feeling it. She got so much to say. But at this point, y'all, I don't know where Nate is getting his money. I don't know where Nene is getting his money or what she doing. But yo, she coming to school. She buying minutes for my sidekick. She giving me lunch money. She paying for stuff. She just giving me bread. Like, I guess she was one of them spoiled kids or whatever. And then y'all, a few weeks later, Jonathan comes to school. Mind you, I told y'all, we ain't speaking like 2 weeks. Jonathan comes to school and Jonathan lets me hear a voicemail of Nene playing myself on the phone to him. So I'm like, yo, it's getting there. Why does it seem like any girl that I talk to goes and sleeps with my best friend Jonathan? Like, I don't know. And this is the reason why I do not date females anymore. I will, you know, get it in with you, whatever, but we can't date. We can't be serious, because I just came to terms with it in my middle school days that you bitches is whores, okay? You bitches is really whores, and it's crazy. Like, if y'all two females would have never did that with my best friend, do y'all know I probably would have never had kids right now? My life would have turned out so different, because I swear to God I was lesbian. I swear to God I was lesbian, y'all. I swear to God. And like, yeah, they were just not respecting my shit, especially Jonathan. He was just sleeping with every female, left and right, left and right. But he's a male, so it's to be expected, right? So at this point, y'all, me and Vanessa, we still friends. Everything is cordial. I mean, we have our little fights every now and again. You know, go back to those videos or whatever, you'll see. So at this time, y'all, a new dean starts working in the school. We gonna call this lady Jessie. Now, Jessie attitude, first of all, she didn't even know us. But I guess she heard about us from like the principal, the old dean, and stuff like that. She didn't come in and try to, oh, let me get my own opinion of these students. Let me see what's going on, who the problem, who the bad apple, who. She didn't come in and do that. She just came straight in on her bullshit, yelling, cursing, doing the most. Like, I don't know who Jessie thought she was, but Jessie definitely thought she was that girl. One thing about Exemius, baby, you didn't start here with us. You wasn't shooting with us in the gym. This basically our school. You tripping if you think you coming in here with that type of energy. So yeah, the whole school hated Jessie, y'all. Hated Jessie, okay? Like, we knew the ins and the outs of that whole entire school. So we would be cutting class, hiding in a staircase, hiding in this bathroom. Jessie, she ain't know the ins and the outs like we knew, because we been going to that school. So boom, that happens or whatever, right? I started to notice, like, a week in, Jessie was not there. She was only there about a week's working there yet. I started to notice that Jessie had it out for me and Vanessa, but she had it out for Vanessa even more. Because one thing about me, I'm gonna call my mother. Like, if it's like a staticky issue, or somebody got a real issue or whatever, and I feel like they need to be disrespected, I'm going to call my mother on the line. Because one thing about it, my mother was young. Honestly, y'all, my mother only 15 years older than me. Huh? She's really like my sister, honestly. So I'm going to call my mother. Now, when it was something cordial, need to be handled real good, copacetic, I just call my grandmother. Because I know my grandmother always going to side with the other people over me. Like, that's another thing with my grandmother. She always be like,
Yeah, Charisma, it's you. You're the problem.
like, Nana, you're not even listening. You're not even getting my side.
My op. You get what I'm saying?
You're not even caring to hear my side. To the point where I started like being very rebellious and not giving a fuck nothing about my grandmother had to say, because it's like she never even really gave me a chance to explain myself. Never. She would just always be like,
Oh, they said you was being bad, it's true. Oh, they said you was doing this, it's true. Oh, they said you was sucking cock, it's true.
Why would she say that?
Like, she never even asked me. And you know me, I would have told the truth. Because I always, one thing about it, I'm going to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? I probably would tell the truth now, though. But when she was alive, no, I probably wouldn't. Because, one thing with my grandmother, when she put them hands on you, she not playing. She not playing. It's crazy. My grandmother put her hands on everybody but SpongeBob.
I say what I want to say. I say what I want to say.
See how backwards people is? But anyway, not too much on my grandmother. Not too much on my grandmother. Next. So, boom, y'all. The field trip finally comes that I'm supposed to go on. And I am so excited to go on this field trip. Because like I told y'all, they was never letting me go on field trips before. So I was really, really excited to go on this field trip. So I'm telling everybody, my grandmother already paid for me to go. Everything is copacetic. I'm getting ready. And I come into school one day and Jessie tells me she's looking over the field trip and she decided that she don't want me to go because basically I'm a problem. So she don't want me to go on the field trip. She don't want to watch me. She don't want no problems on the trip, so she don't want me to go. So I'm like, what you mean you don't want me to go? Like, I'm going on this field trip. So she also tells Vanessa, like, oh, you're not going either. Like, I'm telling you, me and Vanessa was the bad apples of the school. I swear to God, we was the bad apples of the school. It was a lot more bad apples, but I think we was loud with it. Like, you know, they knew. So I'm just like, nah, that's not fair. I've been being good. I got A's. I've been doing my work. I haven't been cutting class. I've been doing the thing. Like, and you know what's crazy? Because everybody that got caught downstairs in the locker room giving head and sleeping with people and doing all of the slut stuff, they all got to go on a trip. So the one who didn't put the cock in her mouth can't go on a trip?
Yeah, that's my mother. Your fave could never.
But all these people could go on a trip and they were just being whores. Like, it was not giving what it was supposed to give. So at this point, y'all, I start arguing with Jessie because I'm telling her, like, yes, I'm going on that trip. You're bugging out. I already paid. It's no refunds because that's what the letter said. The paper said when it was time to sign it. My grandmother signed it. It's no refunds and I'm going on a trip. You tripping. So she's telling me, no, I'm not going. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to tell my mother to come. So she's like,
oh, well, you can get your mother. I don't care about none of that. You tripping. You need to stay in a child's place. You a little girl. You need to respect your elders. Da 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 da.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Shorty, I never even disrespected you. All I said was my grandmother paid for this trip. I'm going on this trip. And you gonna watch me go on this trip. And I bet you by the end of this week, I'm gonna be on that trip. That's all I cared about was going on a trip. I wasn't being good, all this for nothing. I was being good to go on a trip. You tripping. You really tripping. So Jessie, she thought I was playing with her, right? So the whole school, they see the argument or whatever. They telling Jessie she tripping. Jessie telling them to basically mind their business. Stay in a child's place. That was her favorite line. Stay in a child's place when she looked like a child. She was literally, I was taller than her. Like, you giving me little girl vibes and you acting like a little girl because I didn't even do nothing to you, Jessie. You don't even, you know what's funny, Jessie? You didn't even know my name. This was only week 1, week 2. You didn't even know my name. You didn't even get the care to know my name. You didn't care. You didn't even try to know my name. Because you just said, okay, she's a bad apple. It's over. It's done with. And that's it. Like, you just judged me without even knowing me. Weirdo. But yeah, so I went home and I told my mother. I did not tell my grandmother because I knew my grandmother would have been like,
well, you probably did something for you not to go on a trip.
My grandmother wasn't going to have my back. So I told my mother. And I've been telling my mother about this lady. This lady be bullying us. Like, I don't know what's wrong with her. My mother and my grandmother is not the only parents that been to that school. Everybody that I mentioned, all of their parents been to the school. All the parents were trying to fight Jessie in her week. Her first week and her second week. Because she just came in like she was running shit. I understand the goal is to get the school together, get out all the bad apples and do that. But you just came in on straight bullshit. Like, you didn't even try to, you know what I'm saying? So all the parents was coming up there arguing with her. It was even some kids that got pulled out the school. Their parents was like, no, we're gonna change our kids' school because we don't like this lady. Like, she's weird. Like, to be arguing with kids and stuff, she literally would argue with us, curse, do all that. So boom, I tells my mother or whatever, and my mother is tired of her. My mother like, you know what, I'm going up there, period. So I go to school the next day or whatever. My mother tells me to go to school. You know, when you go to school early in the morning or whatever, the bell rings or whatever, and then that's when the visitors are allowed to come in. So my mother signs in or whatever. She comes in, so they calls me to the office. So my mother is like, so basically, what am I hearing that you're not letting my daughter go on this trip? My daughter been passing her classes. My daughter have not been doing nothing that you talking about she doing. So what's the problem? Like, what you got? You got smoke with my child or whatever? So Jessie, she comes in. She's like, oh, well, I said she's not going on a trip because I said she's not going on a trip. I don't need an explanation why Charisma's not going on a trip. So she walks out the room. So the principal, she trying to get Jessie to come back or whatever, but Jessie is not trying to hear that. Jessie is just walking off. Jessie's rude. She don't care. So my mother, we walk up the steps, the main staircase, and my mother tells me, go get on the line, because everybody was forming in the hallway getting on the line to go to board the bus to get on a field trip. So my mother tells me, go get on the line and go on a field trip. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get on the line. It's nothing. So Jessie's basically arguing with my mother, telling me like, oh, she's not going, telling my mother like, oh, your daughter's not going. I don't care what you're talking about. So my mother like, okay, well, if she's not going to be able to allow to go on a trip, then give me a refund. Give me the refund for the trip, because we paid a lot of money for her to go on this trip or whatever. I think it was like $60 or whatever. We was going to some college of like 2 hours away or something like that. But yeah, so Jessie tells my mother, Jessie's like, oh, well, it's not going to be no refunds. It's not going to be no refunds. So my mother starts turning up like, well, if you're not going to give her her money, our money back, then my daughter's going on a trip, and that's all I gotta say. All the kids come in the hallway or whatever, they like, oh yeah, give it up to her, give it up to her. So they coming up to me like, yo, Charisma, your mother mad cool, yo. She put Jessie in her place. Jessie needed to be put in her place. This, that, and the third. I wish my mother was like that. My mother be taking Jessie's side, da, 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 da. And my mother said just like that. She put her foot down and she walked out the school. And guess who got to go on a trip, y'all? I did. Me. I got to go on the trip. And Jessie didn't like that. Jessie had it out for me, y'all. She had it out for me till that day. Let me tell y'all what Jessie did. Just keep listening. It gets better, right? Y'all, so a couple days passed after that. Like I told y'all, Jessie, she had it out for me, but I wasn't really paying her no mind. So the bell ring or whatever, it's time to switch classes or whatever. We all goes in the hallway. So I'm standing by the main staircase or whatever. So I see Vanessa, we start talking or whatever. So out of everybody in the hallway that is talking, Jessie comes down the hall and she comes right to us. So Jessie's like, oh, y'all need to go to class. Why y'all standing around? So I'm like, we are going to class. Like, pipe down. We're going to class. So she's like, you're not going to class. You're sitting here talking. You're sitting here talking. That's just how she was. You're not going to class. You're sitting here talking. You're sitting here running your mouth. You're sitting here not being in the child's place. You're sitting here being grown. This is what I've been talking about with you.
Baby, you're crazy. You're a psychopath. You're delusional.
And I'm like, I didn't even do nothing. I said, okay, whatever. I'm gonna just go downstairs, go to my class, because I had gym at the time. Me and Vanessa had gym at the time. We was in the same class. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go downstairs, go to my class. And Vanessa's like, yeah, we gonna go to our class because we both got gym. So boom, we goes in the main staircase. Everybody starts coming in this staircase. Now, the main staircase is the big staircase with the 2 steps right here, and then you could go up on the side. That's the main staircase that's in the middle of the building. I'm not talking about the side staircases that only got one little flight. It's real small. It was the big staircase. So the whole school basically start pouring in. Well, the middle school, for real. Start pouring in or whatever. Start pouring in the staircase. Like I said, me and Vanessa, we continue our conversation, but we slowly about to walk down the steps. We didn't even get to the steps yet, okay? We having that little conversation or whatever. I'm just laughing, ha ha. We about to go down the steps or whatever. Jessie jumps in the front of us and she tells us, no, y'all not going down the stairs, go to class. I keep repeating myself that our class is the gym class. It's on the first floor. We got to go down the steps. She's like, well, no, don't go down these steps, then use the other steps because the other steps is closer to the gym. So I'm like, no, we already in here. We going down the steps. I could see Vanessa blood boiling, bro. So Vanessa was getting mad. So Vanessa, she's like,
yo, what is your fucking problem with me? Like,
that's how she started talking to her. She would start cursing this lady out.
What the f is your problem with me? You got it out for me? You want to fuck me or something? Like, I'm sick of you. Da 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 da. Like, what's up with you? Like, you blocking the staircase. You telling me to go to class. The class is downstairs. Move out the way, Jessie. You got us fucked up.
So Jessie's like, oh, who you talking to? Who you talking to? So Vanessa tries to like shoulder bump her, like, excuse me, I'm trying to get down the steps. So I move out the way a little bit because I already seen it was about to start escalating, and then we was right there by the steps. So I was like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of nothing physical or anything, but I wish a bitch would shoulder bump me. I wish a bitch would. Like, I'm just going to ignore Jessie and I'm going to go to class, y'all. So the whole school is like, oh, because Vanessa cursed her out. Vanessa is embarrassing Jessie. Do you hear me? It's to the point where Jessie starts calling security. Like, yeah, I need this, I need that, boom, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. What you calling security for? Nothing even happened. So like I said, Vanessa trying to like breeze past her, but Jessie put her shoulder in the way, so she like bump her shoulder a little bit. So Vanessa tells her, Jessie turns around and Jessie's like, oh, don't push me. You tripping, don't push me. Basically, she didn't say you tripping or whatever, but she was like,
did you just put your hands on me? Did you just put your hands on me?
So Vanessa's like,
excuse me, get out of my way.
So Vanessa takes literally one step down the stairs and Jessie grabs Vanessa by her wig. Mind you, y'all, Vanessa had a good, nice wig with a bang. With the bang. The bang. Oh, fuck. No, not the bang, bitch. That shit ain't it, bitch. That shit is ugly as a fuck. Take it out, bitch. Ah, I like that song. But yeah, So she had a good wig. It was like a little short bob with a little bang or whatever. I told y'all in the other story times, Vanessa always wore wigs. I don't know if she had like alopecia or something, but she really had no hair. We didn't know why. It's like 1 week she would have hair and the next week she would be bald. And like we didn't really understand. Back to the story. Jessie takes her hand and pulls Vanessa's wig off her head in front of the whole school. Because at this point now, all of the school is in a staircase because they want to see what the f going on, and they finally want to see somebody put Jessie in her place, because I'm telling y'all, Jessie been messing with us for months. Like, she been messing with us, right? So boom, y'all, once she pulls Vanessa's wig, Vanessa's wig comes off, y'all. I was holding her head like, so the whole school was like, oh, you bald-headed, da 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 da. So Jessie, she kind of got a little excited when that happened because she started smiling. I don't know if she started smiling because she pulled her wig off, or she started smiling because Vanessa was crying and embarrassed. Like, the whole school was literally embarrassing her. Like,
why's your hair look like that? Why your hair look like peas? Them Cocoa Puffs ass. You don't got no hair. Your hair mad little. You look like a little bitch.
Shut up.
Like, they was wilding on her. Mind you, we in middle school anyway, so they don't, nobody even knew why this girl even got on the wigs. They was clowning her. So Jessie, she tries to be real slick. She takes the wig, twirls it, and she throws it on the floor, and she starts trying to walk down the staircase, y'all. Mind you, I'm still standing right where I'm standing, right near Vanessa or whatever. At this point, I'm trying to cover Vanessa so nobody would, you know, like, nobody could see her head, but literally everybody see her head. So I'm trying to hurry up, take my sweater off from around my waist, cover her hair or whatever like that. But it was too late. Everybody's seen it. So y'all, Jessie tries to go down these steps, y'all, and Jessie falls down the steps and lands straight on her back.
Alright, so future editing me, I forgot to add in the story time. After Jessie pulled Vanessa's wig off, Vanessa did two-piece Jessie, and Jessie punched her back a couple times, and then she tried to run down the steps mad fast. I was like, what? Wow. But yeah,
y'all, Jessie done broke her neck. Jessie done fractured her wrist, y'all. Jessie is all messed up in the game. Mind you, it was some water on the staircase that we didn't even see. We seen it after the fact. That was karma. You done pulled that girl wig off. You done followed up to the staircase. You keep starting trouble with us. Boom. So that happens. Y'all, we all took off and we just started running, yo. We started running. Mind you, nobody was standing next to Jessie. Nobody was right behind her. Nobody did. As soon as she pulled that wig off or whatever, Vanessa backed up. I backed up where Vanessa was. Jessie walked down that main staircase by herself. The whole school was sitting there witnessing this, right? Witnessing what happened. Y'all, she's sprawled out on the floor like, oh, help me. We all run. We take off. We all go to class like everything is regular. I help Vanessa fix her wig back. Y'all, we done went in the locker room, changed our gym clothes. We running back and forth, acting like nothing ever happened. Because, I mean, we didn't do it. We didn't push her. We ain't do nothing. So, it is what it is, right? So, boom. The school has a whole intervention. Everybody is getting in trouble. They trying to figure out what is going on. It seemed like the school turned into detectives. They got us all in the room by ourselves. Like, what happened? Tell me what happened. So you saying that this happened? So this is what this happened. So this is what that happened. Mind you, Jessie not even there to speak for herself. We telling them everything that happened. Like, Jessie sitting there following us or whatever. She's telling us to go to class. We trying to tell her our gym is on the first floor. We got to go down the steps. She's telling us no. She don't want us to go down the steps. Go down the other steps. This, that, and the third. And then you know what the dumbass principal got the nerve to ask us?
Well, why didn't you get out that staircase and go to the other staircase and go to the gym like she told you to?
Dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
We already in the staircase walking down. We already walked in. Like, what you... It don't matter what staircase we use. You need to control your workers, Miss Smith. Because that was who was the principal at the time, Miss Smith. Yeah, like, girl, shut up. Like, what are you talking about? One thing about people who work in the schools, they always gonna side with each other. They don't care if you right, he right, she right, they right. Girl, in their eyes, you wrong, and it's your fault. So all this happened or whatever. This go on for like a whole week, y'all. So boom, Jessie finally comes back to the school. We gets called to the office, me and Vanessa, y'all. So boom, Jessie is basically, like I said, she has a cast on her neck. Her neck is broke, and she also has a cast on her wrist. She got a fractured wrist or whatever, right? Why do Jessie come to the office talking about some, yeah, I'm gonna press charges against both of them because they pushed me down the steps? When so me and Vanessa is like on cue, we started turning up like,
What the fuck are you talking about, bitch? You lying?
like we swearing, we going off. The principal trying to calm us down. It's to the point now we getting up trying to fight her because really you trying to lie. We did not put our hands on you. So I'm telling the principal, ask the whole school, boom. So boom, she called everybody to the auditorium, all the grades and everything that was on that side of the school that day, and all the grades and the teachers bring their kids down to the auditorium. So now the principal is basically making an announcement. They want to know what the hell happened to Jessie and who's seen it. All the kids are saying the same thing that happened.
Jessie was following them or whatever. She pulled her wig off, and then she went to go down the steps trying to run and be fast, and she slipped and fell.
Like, y'all, at this point, the whole school is backing us up. Like, they telling the principal, they telling everybody, like, listen, this is really what happened. Like, she fell down the steps on her own. Yeah, so Jessie's like, that's not what happened. They pushed me down the steps. I'm telling you, just trust me on this. They pushed me down the steps.
Stop the cap.
So long and behold, y'all, of course the school took her side. They didn't believe all 300 of us that was telling the truth. They believed the one liar. And then on top of that, they didn't give Jessie no consequences for pulling that girl wig off in school. Like, you didn't have to touch her at all. Like, you really didn't. She did a little shoulder bump, and that's only because you put your shoulder in the way of her to even bump you. She was just trying to go down the steps. Like, I know Vanessa, me and Vanessa done got into it mad times. We done fought mad times, but right is right, is wrong is wrong. Vanessa didn't do anything wrong. She did not push that lady or nothing. How could Vanessa push you if her arms was up like this, trying to hide her bald head? How could I push you if I'm trying to get my sweater off to hide Vanessa's bald head? None of us push you, bro. No witnesses. Probably a ghost, because that was karma. You keep messing with me. So that happened, whatever, y'all. They believe Jessie. They kicked Vanessa out of school. They have a whole parent mediation with her grandmother. They basically telling her, like, yeah, your daughter's kicked out. She not coming to the school no more. She pushed her down the steps or whatever. The grandmother basically is believing them. They like, yeah, you know, she's bad. She do this. I believe them. Her and my grandmother was like the same way. Like, always believing other people and not even giving us a chance to speak. She literally didn't give Vanessa no chance to speak. And honestly, Vanessa didn't care because Vanessa wasn't really disciplined at home like that, so she knew she wasn't gonna get in trouble or nothing. She was just gonna have to enroll in a new school. So Vanessa didn't really care about her fate that she got kicked out the school. I kind of cared, not even on her, but on me too, because I didn't get kicked out. I wound up getting suspended for 5 days, y'all. They sent me to a whole new school for 5 days to complete my suspension. And when I was in that school was a bad school, and I kind of fit right in. So I was roaming the halls, doing all that. Mind you, they put us in a class, and it was like a detention class or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want to be in this class. So I'm in the halls talking to my mutual friends that I know outside of the school. And I'm like, yeah, we lit. I'm cutting school. I'm doing all that, y'all. I'm lit. What was the school called? It was right near Patterson. The school was right near Patterson. And I think they used to wear uniform, and then they stopped wearing uniforms and they started wearing regular clothes. And I was really excited about that, because in our school we had to wear uniform, and we could only wear regular clothes on our Saturday, when we went to school on our Saturday day or whatever like that, because we needed our extra learning credits or whatever, I guess, because the whole damn school was failing or whatever, because none of us was paying attention. But yeah, so they sent me there thinking that was gonna rile me up, and baby, that didn't rile me up at all. I was having a blast in the other school. I was having a great time. They loved me in that school, to the point they was sending me to the classes in there, and I was cutting classes. So the teachers was kicking me out that classes, and they was like,
yeah, she the problem. No wonder why they suspended her.
Yeah, it was the whole rumor going around the suspension school that we pushed this lady down the steps. And I swear to my kids' life, I did not touch that lady. Vanessa didn't touch that lady. Nobody touched that lady, just a ghost. Like, nobody touched her. So to this day, I got this thing over my head where everybody like, oh,
remember when y'all pushed the lady down the steps?
no, we didn't. That never happened. That never happened. So stop lying on my name. I'm so happy I'm grown. I get to tell the truth. That never happened. And if it happened, I'm a real ass bitch. I would have told you it happened. And I would have been happy. Like, I wish I would have pushed her. Since we done faced the consequences and we really didn't do it. You get it? So long story short, I come back to the school or whatever after everything that happened. After the suspension. After they kicked Vanessa after school and everything, and Jessie is still in the school with the little cast on her neck. They done took the cast off her wrist now. I guess her wrist was a little better, and Jessie is still on her bullshit. She's still not fucking with me. She's still starting with me. I'm still getting my mother to come check her. I'm still trying to avoid her as much as I can. And yeah, like that basically went on the whole entire school year for real, until the next school year. She didn't even come back because she can't handle us. She couldn't handle us. She couldn't handle us. We was turned up. Like, she couldn't handle us at all. And it was crazy because we used to be eating lunch or whatever. She used to have the cast on her. So we used to tap her from behind. And you know, she got the neck cast. So she couldn't turn. So she used to have to move her whole body. And yo, we used to be laughing and running like, look what happened to you. And then it was so crazy because one day I remember it was her and it was another one. I think the one that do the parent mediations. I believe her name was Miss Williams or whatever. I don't know, but I know one day we was in the lunchroom and we just got tired of it. So all of the students just started bombing them with their lunch food and started throwing it at the teachers and stuff. Y'all, they could not control us. They had to get the cops involved. The security was involved. We was throwing everything, y'all. We was throwing our pizza. We was throwing them chocolate milk. We was wilding. And it's crazy, like, Charisma, who told you to be being that bad? Like, I really didn't want to be that bad. I was really a A student when I got to that school, but I just kept getting bullied and bullied and bullied. And then it's like, once I beat her up and then we became friends, it was like, yeah, but then it was like, damn. But yeah, y'all, that's basically the story, and that's basically the truth, y'all. I never pushed that lady down the steps. I swear to God, I never touched that woman. I never, ever, ever touched that woman, y'all. Y'all gotta believe me. Vanessa never even touched that woman. So, yeah, Laura, if you watching this, a couple of people from the school, Renzo, all of y'all, Melly, all of y'all all can vouch for me. And put it in the comments that me and Vanessa never pushed Jessie down the steps, okay? And her name was actually Miss McKenzie. So y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Probably not my subscribers, but you know, the people I went to school, the silent watchers. They silently watch me because they write in my DM all the time that, oh yeah, girl, you know, we be watching you, you doing it big, yeah. Yeah, I'm telling all of our stories. We scared to tell, especially the whole ones, girl, especially the whole ones.
I said what I said.
Yeah, I'm telling all our stories that y'all scared to tell. I'm gonna speak for y'all. I'm gonna speak for y'all at this point. So yeah, y'all, that's basically the end of the story. If y'all like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow all of my social medias. And if you like this wig, don't forget to check them out. FANCIVIVI. They make braided wigs, the twist. They make all types of wigs, and y'all, I really love it. It's really long. It goes past my butt. Guess what, y'all? I didn't have to sit in a chair for 10 hours to get my hair done. You know when you get a box braid style or a long style, goes past your butt. They gotta braid it all the way to the end, so it take you hours. I don't know about y'all, but when I get box braids, it usually take me between 8 and 10 hours, okay? So I'm glad this only took a little 5 minutes, and I loved it. But yeah, y'all, deuces.